We may wish to form new relationships with new people, either romantic or friendships, and we can also have a bit of a trust issue based upon past experiences that weren't too beneficial or even eroded this trust. And now we want to restore our trust so we can form new relationships, but there's something that's getting in the way of that. So let's do an EFT tapping in restoring trust in relationships. So taking full responsibility for your own well-being and repeating after me. Let's go with that flow. Let's begin to tap. Even though I want to restore trust in relationships, and restoring trust in relationships might also mean restoring trust within myself, because things might have happened that eroded that trust. And I'm still open to loving and accepting myself, even though I might have many issues and I might have some trust issues. And I didn't get these trust issues by choice, and I didn't choose to have these trust issues. And I'd like to restore these trust issues back to where they're no longer an issue. And I'm still open to loving and accepting myself, even though I may fear forming new relationships based upon old relationships that weren't too beneficial towards me. And I'm still open to loving and accepting myself. I want to restore trust in relationships. I want to form new relationships. And I want to be trusting within that. But there are things that have happened to me, things that may have eroded that trust, where I fear to form a new relationship, fear to repeat old patterns and go through the same old pain. I may fear reliving that. I may fear it so much that it prevents me from starting new relationships. And I might look to these relationships, even if I venture into one, as a point of fear, as a point of looking for those signals that may indicate past abuse. So I might spend a lot of my time in what I perceive to be a red flag relationship, where I only look for the red flags, where I only look for that danger that happened to me in the past. And there is a part of my mind and a part of my body that's still on guard and still perceiving a threat. And I have good reason, because in past relationships, where I thought there was a caring person, where I thought I could trust someone, to be loving and vulnerable, was that opportune moment for an abusive person to completely erode that trust and to make me fear love. And I start to fear my own self. So I doubt my own perceptions of things, of how I view things and other people. Is everyone a threat? Or is some people safe? I may never know if I never venture into something. So I may feel it's better to be alone than to be in fear and to be in danger of what I knew, but I don't know everything. There are a lot of unknowns that might have good people. A stranger is only a friend that I don't know yet. And I may fear many strangers. I may fear many situations. And I may carry this fear, this really understandable fear that is preventing me from so much. But if I look at this fear and a different point of view, and really reframe this fear, because I didn't choose to be fearful, and I didn't choose to be mistrustful. These are merely my survival mechanisms from receiving abuse. When I asked for love, I received an unhealthy relationship who showed unhealthy anger towards myself, some unhealthy mistrust. It may have really turned my world upside down by making me doubt myself and whether I'm trustworthy at all. So a lot of things did happen to me that if I could reduce this fear, I might get back to trusting myself and not trusting the abuse that happened to me. It's okay to survive from the abuse, but is it okay to stay within it? There are unknowns in my life, a lot of unknowns. From this point now to my next point, I don't really know. I can perceive to know, and I can put many plans in place, but best laid plans go to waste. I can only start to trust in myself and trust in my body's sensations of how I feel about a person. And like with all things, there can be extremes. So if I have an extreme feeling about someone or everyone, am I perceiving every situation as a threat? Or do I want to reduce some of this fear that's happened to me so that I can have some healthy reactions to unhealthy people and start to trust in myself? And I might fear that. I might fear getting into old patterns. And the more that I look for old patterns, the more that I might find those patterns, rather than all the other good stuff that people have to offer and life itself has to offer. And once again, I don't want the fear that happened to me to define me. Don't want the abuse that happened to me to be the confine for me experiencing so much more. It's okay to love. And it's okay to love with myself. And it's okay to give myself a break from having to receive all this fear. And it's okay to relax. My guard will always be up. My body does know what's best for me. There's just some fear that's getting the better of my senses and making me feel senseless by all these things that happen to me. And it's okay to relax. It's okay to trust in myself. It's okay to know within myself. And a lot of this abuse that happened to me really did doubt in myself. But I don't have to doubt my perceptions about if someone is abusing me. I know what love is, and I know what fear is. And do I choose love? To love of myself? To start to trust in myself? Or do I want to stay in the fear of what someone else did to me? And it can be very empowering to free myself of someone else's fear. And I'm so proud of myself for keeping myself safe. But there are many people out there that can benefit from myself and of my experiences. And many people that can learn from me and share in that. And there are many people that are healthy. And it's not a definition of what's normal. It's a definition of receiving abuse is not nice. And if I'm receiving abuse, it might not be a healthy person. So that might be one indicator that I can trust in. People that want to nurture my growth people that are there for me, people that share in my love rather than see it as a source of supply, a source of convenience, and something there to be used and abused. A healthy relationship is one that shares in experiences and in emotions, can communicate freely without having to be silenced and told that I'm such an effort and that my voice is an inconvenience. And that doesn't really put a lot of trust in me, to know that someone might see me as an inconvenience rather than a collaboration to go through in life. And I know what fear is, but I definitely know what the lighter feeling of not living in fear is, where I can be more expressive, where I can be a little bit freer, where I can be myself and know thyself, rather than having thyself abused and told that thyself is an inconvenience. And in knowing thyself, in knowing who I am as a person, that my valid experiences are valid, and that I am of value of myself, I can start to share in that with others and share it with myself. Because I do believe in myself, as others should believe in me, to walk with me in my life, not trip me over all the time and get in my way. I know thyself by knowing of the other. And if the other sees me as worthless, I might see myself as worthless. So if I know thyself by another self that sees me of value, or sees me of benefit, or sees me of worth, and wants to empower that and share in that, and that's a good self to be around. Who I am as a person is not the abuse that happened to me. Who I can trust in myself is the person that kept me alive long enough to start to free myself from that abuse and get back to myself, to recover myself, to reconnect with myself, and to trust in myself once again. It was a terrible thing to happen, but I don't want to be terrible to myself. And I'm going to be beneficial towards myself by giving myself the time, the healing, and the process of trusting in myself. Because anyone that I've just met that says to trust me, trust is earned. And in my own eyes, my healing process is earning back the value within myself that was taken from me. And I'm healing myself in mind, body, and spirit. And excuse me, and taking a full breath in and out. And yes, restoring the trust in yourself is starting to reduce the fear that has been, I guess, preventing us from exploring into new relationships, because based upon our past experience and how we keep ourselves safe, we don't want to venture into something based upon past experiences. But if the past experiences has been abusive, then it's going to be that limiting factor. So if we start to reduce the intensity around the fear that happened to you but is not a part of you, then we can start to restore the value. And it's very hard to restore value when you're constantly having that state of devaluing within the mind. So turning down the volume on that intensity, we start to naturally entrust within ourselves and embody that trust. So I'm Dion from Evolution Support Services. I offer EFT Tapping one online. So check out evolutionsupportservices.com and I'll see you in the next video. Check out the other videos and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.